Hi, I'm Alana. Most people say I'm the kind of mom who'd move mountains for her kid. My son Tyler is my whole world. Has been since his dad walked out when he was 2. We've managed just fine on our own these past 8 years. Mom, do you think the dinosaur plates are too babyish? I'm turning 10, you know. If you want something different, we can get new ones. Tyler scrunched his nose. Nah, dinosaurs are still cool. I just wanted to check. I was determined to make Tyler's birthday perfect. He deserved it after working so hard in school this year. We spent the whole morning hanging streamers and blowing up balloons, transforming our small apartment into Party Central. When's Aunt Megan coming? Tyler asked while arranging his presents on the coffee table. I forced a smile. She said she'd be here by 3. My sister Megan and I have what you'd call a complicated relationship. Growing up, she always had to one-up me. If I got an A, she needed an A+. If I made the softball team, she became the captain. As adults, not much changed. The difference was now her competitive streak had a mean edge to it. The party was in full swing when Megan finally showed up, 40 minutes late. Sorry I'm late. Traffic was insane. She handed Tyler a messily wrapped box. Happy birthday, kiddo. Tyler ripped open the paper. A cake mix. Can we make it now, Mom? I noticed Megan smirking. Sure, honey. Let's save it for after your friends leave. Later that evening, after everyone had gone home, Tyler and I mixed up the cake. He was so excited to use his aunt's gift. This is going to be the best cake ever! He licked frosting from his finger. 2 hours later, I was holding his hair back while he threw up. My stomach hurts so bad, Mom. I checked the cake mix box that was buried in the trash. The expiration date was from 2 years ago. I called Megan immediately. What kind of person gives a child expired food? Oh my God, it's not that serious. It was just sitting in my pantry. I forgot to check the date. Tyler is sick. He's been throwing up for an hour. Kids get stomach bugs all the time. You're being way too sensitive as usual. This isn't a joke, Megan. This is my son. Look, it was an honest mistake. Not everything is about you, Alana. Lighten up. It's just cake mix. I could hear her laughing as she hung up. Just cake mix? Just my son's birthday ruined and him being sick all night? While holding a cool washcloth to Tyler's forehead as he finally fell asleep, I made a decision. This wasn't just another one of Megan's jokes. This was the last straw. My sister had been pulling this kind of stuff for years, but messing with my kid? That crossed a line she'd regret. For the first time in my life, I wasn't going to let her toxic behavior slide. Not anymore. The morning after Tyler's birthday disaster, I called my best friend Jessica to meet at Brewster's Coffee. I needed to vent before I exploded. She did what? Jessica's coffee mug froze midway to her lips. An expired cake mix? For a child's birthday? 2 years expired. Tyler was up half the night sick. And she laughed it off? Like it was the funniest thing ever. Classic Megan, right? Jessica set her mug down hard enough to slosh coffee onto the table. Actually, you're not the only one. Remember Rachel from my office? Megan gave her a vintage bottle of wine for her housewarming. Turned out to be vinegar. Rachel served it to her boss and was humiliated. Wait, seriously? And Megan gave my cousin Tara a gift card with no money on it for her wedding. When Tara tried to use it for their honeymoon dinner, they had to call someone to bring another card. I pulled out my phone and started taking notes. This is a pattern. Has been for years. You've just been making excuses for her because she's family. Back home, I started digging through old texts and social media. There was Megan bragging about her hilarious gift to me 3 years ago, a self-help book called Single Mothers Fixing Your Mistakes. What are you doing, Mom? Tyler asked, looking better but still pale. Just some research, buddy. How's your stomach feeling? Better. Can I have some toast? While making Tyler's toast, I called our mom, putting her on speaker while I worked. Hi, Mom. Quick question. What did Megan get you for Mother's Day last year? Oh, that beautiful scarf, though it fell apart in the wash. Why? And did she say anything about me when she gave it to you? Well, Mom hesitated. She mentioned something about how you couldn't afford nice gifts on your budget. My jaw clenched. Did she now? After hanging up, I texted 5 people I knew had received Megan's special gifts. By dinner time, I had a list of incidents going back years. Later that night, Jessica called with news that made my revenge plan crystallize. You won't believe what I just heard from Greg's assistant. Megan's hosting a dinner party for his boss next month. Some big promotion is on the line. And get this, it's also her birthday. Her birthday dinner with Greg's boss there? That's perfect timing. What are you thinking? I'm thinking Megan deserves a special gift this year. Something unforgettable. I spent the next 3 weeks gathering evidence. Screenshots of texts where Megan bragged about her pranks, recordings of phone calls where she admitted giving Tyler the expired cake mix on purpose, photos of the other gifts she'd given. You know she'll just deny everything, Jessica said as we sorted through the evidence at my kitchen table. Not if I present it the right way. Not if everyone sees it at once. I found the perfect vessel for my revenge while browsing online, a digital photo frame with autoplay features. All I needed to do was load it with Megan's greatest hits and wrap it beautifully for her birthday dinner. Are you sure about this? Jessica asked as I finalized my plan. There's no going back. She poisoned my son and laughed about it. She's been undermining me for years. It's time someone showed everyone who Megan really is. Megan's house looked like something out of a magazine as I pulled into the driveway. Her husband Greg had clearly spared no expense for this combination birthday dinner and career-advancing opportunity. I smoothed down my dress and picked up the beautifully wrapped box from my passenger seat. The silver paper and elaborate bow disguised what was inside perfectly. As I rang the doorbell, I could hear laughter and clinking glasses. Megan opened the door, her smile faltering slightly when she saw me. Alana, I wasn't sure you'd make it. She air-kissed my cheek, the scent of expensive perfume overwhelming. Wouldn't miss your birthday, sis. I handed her the box. This is special. You should open it after dinner. The dining room was impeccable. Crystal glasses, fine china, and a table full of well-dressed people. Greg was at the head, next to a stern-looking man I assumed was his boss, Mr. Thornton. Everyone, this is my sister Alana. Megan's voice had that syrupy quality she used for impressing people. I took the empty seat, directly across from Mr. Thornton and his wife. Megan clinked her glass for attention. I'm so thrilled you all could join us for my little celebration, especially you, Mr. Thornton. Greg speaks so highly of you. Dinner progressed with Megan playing the perfect hostess, laughing at the right moments, asking thoughtful questions. Anyone who didn't know her would think she was wonderful. So, Alana, Megan tells us you're a single mom. That must be challenging. Mrs. Thornton smiled sympathetically. Before I could answer, Megan jumped in. Alana does her best, bless her heart. Her son had a little birthday party recently. So simple but sweet. I gripped my fork tighter. Tyler had a great time until he got sick from expired cake mix. Kids and their sensitive stomachs? Megan laughed, shooting me a warning look. Speaking of gifts, Greg stood up after dessert was served. It's time for the birthday girl to open her presents. Megan opened several gifts, an expensive watch from Greg, a bottle of champagne from his colleagues. Finally, she reached for my silver box. Save the best for last, I said, my heart pounding. She unwrapped it carefully, looking confused at the digital photo frame inside. It's already loaded with special memories, I explained. Just press the power button. Megan turned it on, and the screen lit up with her own face, a video clip from a phone call last month. Yeah, I totally gave Tyler that expired cake mix on purpose. Her recorded voice filled the silent room. Alana's such a pushover! You should have seen her face when the kid got sick! Megan's real face went pale as the frame automatically advanced to the next clip, her mocking Mrs. Thornton's outfit at a previous company event. That dress made her look like an overstuffed sausage, recorded Megan laughed. The real Mrs. Thornton gasped. The frame continued with more clips, Megan admitting to giving empty gift cards, ruined wine, and deliberately sabotaging people's special occasions. Turn that off! Megan lunged for the frame, but it was too late. The final clip played. Megan on the phone with me after Tyler's birthday. It's just cake mix. Not my fault if your kid can't handle it. Maybe if you weren't such a pathetic single mom. The room was dead silent. Mr. Thornton wiped his mouth with his napkin and stood up. I think we should be going. Greg, we'll discuss the promotion situation on Monday. Megan scrambled to salvage the situation. It's not what it looks like. Alana edited those videos. Mrs. Thornton gathered her purse. The woman I just watched is not someone I want in my husband's professional circle. One by one, the guests made excuses and left, leaving Megan standing in her perfect dining room, her perfect mask finally shattered. How could you do this to me? Megan hissed, her face contorted with rage. I didn't do anything. You did it all yourself. Greg slammed the front door after the last guest departed and turned to face Megan, his face flushed with anger. What the hell was that? Those weren't edited videos. That was you, the real you. Megan's perfect makeup was streaked with tears. You don't understand, Greg. Alana has always been jealous of me. She set me up. I crossed my arms. The only thing I did was show everyone who you really are. Greg ran his hands through his hair. Do you have any idea what you've done? That promotion was practically guaranteed. I'm so sorry, honey. We can fix this. Megan reached for his arm, but he pulled away. Fix it? Mr. Thornton's wife was in tears. You called her an overstuffed sausage. While they argued, I gathered my purse to leave. Megan suddenly rushed over to me. Alana, please. I know I've made mistakes. I never meant to hurt Tyler. It was just a stupid joke that went too far. A joke? My son was sick all night. I'm sorry, truly sorry. Can't we move past this? We're sisters. Being family doesn't give you the right to hurt people, especially not my child. 3 days later, Jessica called with an update on the fallout. You won't believe what's happening. Lisa from the country club says Megan showed up for tennis and everyone suddenly had appointments. No one would play with her. Karma's finally catching up. And get this, Greg found a journal where she'd been keeping score of all her pranks. He called me looking for a good divorce attorney. 2 weeks later, my phone rang constantly with family members pressuring me to forgive Megan. She's devastated, Mom pleaded during our third call that week. She's your sister. Family forgives. Not this time, Mom. I've been forgiving her my entire life. I'm done. But she's all alone now. Greg moved out. Her friends won't return her calls. Those are the consequences of her actions, not mine. The fallout continued for months. Greg filed for divorce after discovering Megan had been sabotaging his work presentations for years whenever she felt he was getting too much attention. Her carefully curated social circle evaporated as stories of her cruelty spread through town. Megan showed up at my apartment one rainy evening, looking nothing like her usually polished self. Please, Alana, I've lost everything. Greg, my friends, my reputation, I've learned my lesson. I'm not interested in your apologies, they're too late. What can I do to make this right? Nothing. Some bridges stay burned. When Tyler's 11th birthday approached, I worried he might miss his aunt despite everything. Do you want to invite Aunt Megan this year? I asked while we planned his party. Tyler looked up from his video game with surprising clarity for an 11-year-old. No way. She was mean to you, and she made me sick on purpose. You sure? She is family. Being family doesn't mean you get to be toxic, Mom. You taught me that. The day of Tyler's birthday arrived with perfect weather for his backyard party. His friends played games while parents chatted, and not once did I worry about any surprise gifts or subtle put-downs. As I watched Tyler blow out his candles on a cake I'd baked myself, I realized how much lighter life felt without constantly bracing for Megan's next attack. Sometimes cutting people out isn't about revenge. It's about making room for peace. Make a wish, sweetie, I called as Tyler took a deep breath. Don't need to, he grinned. Already got everything I want right here. What would you have done if you were in Alana's position? Was her public exposure of Megan justified revenge for years of toxic behavior? Or did she cross a line by destroying her sister's marriage and social life? Should family always be forgiven regardless of their actions? Or are some boundaries worth maintaining even if it means cutting ties permanently? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe to see more stories about standing up to toxic people in your life. New videos every week exploring the complicated reality of family dynamics and personal boundaries.